With all the big headlines taking up a lot of the spotlight in the gaming space, I think this is kind of poetic that these newly leaked games snuck past me. Find out what games are hiding in the shadows. Up next. What up guys, this is KLO and I'm here to give you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and follow me on Twitter. So today's round of leaks comes to us from Gaming Insider, and it alleges that Ubisoft is going all in on Assassin's Creed with 4 more games along with the games they already have planned. Now I want to clarify again, these are not the games that we already know of like Hexy, Codename Red, and Jade. But in the vein of having more codenames out there in the world, some of these names that are mentioned are Nebula, Raid, and Echoes, which are all different games currently being pitched within Ubisoft's different studios. It's also worth noting that all of these mentioned games will apparently have vastly different playstyles when compared to prior games. Ubisoft Sofia, who co-developed Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation and Rogue, pitched Nebula. Nebula would have 3 different settings in India, the Aztec Empire, and the Mediterranean. Ubisoft Chengdu pitched Raid, which apparently will be a 4-player free-to-play co-op title that will be more of a PvE-based game featuring many different characters in the Assassin's Creed universe. Ubisoft NNC, who is known for developing the multiplayer aspects for Assassin's Creed and Splinter Cell, pitched the Echoes title. This was described as a multiplayer title that will use Ubisoft Scholar technology, which is based in cloud services from what I gathered. Insider Gaming sources also say that Assassin's Creed as a whole will be going back to an annual release cycle, with major entries being significantly different from the last, which kind of puts me at ease because there was a span in time between Origins and I think Odyssey where those games played exactly the same and it was just reskinned. At least in my opinion. But the release date for the games we know of moving forward, according to their sources, goes as followed. Mirage is coming out in August, with Assassin's Creed Nexus soon after in 2023. Even though some of the dates aren't set in stone for Codename Red, which is slotted for 2024, Invictus in 2025, and Hexy in 2026. But if I was a betting man, I'd say some of those dates can and will be shifted around to later dates or just moved around in general. Now, as for those newly leaked games, I think they are very far off in a way, with 2026 looking like the earliest we can see them. But some good news is Codename Red seems to be in good shape as far as development goes, and will apparently feature 2 playable characters with a strong focus on stealth. But like I always say when it comes to leaks in the gaming space, always take it with a grain of salt. But as an Assassin's Creed fan, I truly enjoyed titles like Valhalla and Odyssey. But with the title taking place in feudal Japan, I think that's what we've all been asking for. I really couldn't be any happier. But that leaked title that could take place in the Aztec Empire sounds crazy. Growing up, that was one of my favorite eras in time to learn about in school, so I can only imagine what Assassin's Creed take on it would be. Also, I am very much hesitant for the franchise to go back to an annual release date. It's hard to get invested in those games when they're just being pushed through the development mill. And to me, it just kind of makes it seem like the game is smaller in a way. Like, for example, the time between Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. This allowed the devs to try new things and really craft a well-made story, but like I mentioned earlier, the gap between Origins and Odyssey was so small there was little to no improvement. Also, just a bright spot in Odyssey for me was Cassandra, and her voice actor really embraced that character, which really gave it life. But Ezio is always number 1. And as per usual, I'm gonna pass this question off to you guys. What are your thoughts on these newly leaked games, and what are your thoughts on Assassin's Creed as a whole going back to an annual release cycle? I'm very hesitant, but if the titles defer, I guess that's good. But that about does it here. I've been KLO. I gave you the lowdown on all things gaming, and if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to this channel for weekly video game news content, drop a like on the video, and I'll see you guys next time.